Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another night of UTK eSports. Tonight's match is the regional semifinals between the number 3 UTK Smoky, sitting at 7-1 in the season right now, and they are going up against the home team, number 2 Maryville Academy, sitting at 8-0 on the season. What's bound to be an absolutely incredible matchup. We are co-casting again with Bardoon. Why don't you go ahead and say hi?
Yo, what's going on? It's me, I'm Bardoon. I'm back once again. Happy to be here. Happy to watch these teams duke it out once more.
With that, let's not waste any time and go ahead and go into the starting rosters, starting with UTK. Bardoon, take it away.
Alright, we got usual roster back in here. We got on support, we got Banana and Mental Wolf. On the tank lineup, we've got Andrew the Beast. I've been corrected multiple times. It's not Andrew the Beast, it's just the Beast. And we got Hollow there with him as well. And on the DPS lineup, we've got Hags and Echo 3 with VFL Jop on the subline.
And for number 2 Maryville Academy, their roster consists of Astrix, Swirlixa, World Champ, Winnet, Joe 45, Dramal, and Python Lord 101. Now, Bardoon, I don't know how much knowledge you have on Maryville, but I have heard quite a few loud whispers from the UTK players that they are regarding this as their most important match of the year, even more so than Grand Finals of last year, because they are so confident that if they can beat Maryville here and now, they will have no issue winning Grand Finals this semester. Do you agree with that take?
I mean, yeah, but that is a big if. This is probably going to be, not probably, very likely going to be their hardest match that they have to play yet. Maryville, their college, known for their esports program. They've sent multiple pros in multiple games into the pro scene, including a couple that are currently on orgs in Rivals themselves. So, they're no slouches when it comes to this stuff. And if UTK can take them down tonight, that'll look really good for the rest of the year.
Without a doubt, definitely a team that could put the fear of God in anybody, but UTK is going to have to go up against it, and we are getting into game 1 right now. UTK versus Maryville, starting on Burnin' T'Challa. Let's get into the ban phase. UTK in red, Maryville in blue. UTK starts off with a penny ban.
Penny ban, very interesting. I would say one of the top 3 characters I least expected to see coming into this. And I don't really know anything about individuals on Maryville, but you can see right there Dremel hovering the Lord Penny, which I don't think very many people can claim that they have.
Absolutely. Definitely a little bit of homework done, as UTK always does. They love to get some game info going into these, especially when it matters as much as this. Maryville is a very talented roster. UTK also equally talented. These are the 2 and the 3 seeds going against each other. 8-0, 7-1. These are no slouches. But we do also just noticed Swirlixa for Maryville already has the Lord White Fox. How long has the season been out?
Under a week. It's been under a week. I know that. It's not been very long at all. But that's, unless he was farming it, at least 20 hours of gameplay.
Hellaban coming out from Maryville, and now they're going to get into their protection, which is going to be Groot. UTK last banning Gambit, protecting the Namor for Hegs most likely. Let's see what their second protection here is.
I don't know what it's going to be. I don't think they need to protect the Moon Knight like they normally would do here, because they've got the Groot and they've got the Namor already on both sides. And yeah, there's going to be the Loki. So unless they go for the Mantis Man here, that is going to be a very, very tempting option for both of these teams. Having the full Mantis team up on the board, going to be so much damage, so much sustain as well. If they tend to run triple healer, and no, it's going to be the Jeff instead.
looking to target world champ there, hovering the Lord Jeff. And let's see what this last ban is for Maryville, and then let's see how these rosters lock up.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be very interesting. And there's the Angela out of the game as well. Very strange ban phase. Angela ban coming out. It's going to allow more flexibility. It's going to allow flankers to exist. I was surprised Elsa Bloodstone was nowhere in this ban phase. Both teams seem at least either not worried about it or confident in their own ability to run it. But we do see a Groot on both sides, and I think that he's going to be able to shake up the tempo of the game a lot with all the stuff.
We're starting off here on the spaceport map for Burn T'Challa. This is going to be a classic King of the Hill game mode. First team to fully capture 100% of the point will win the round. First team to win 2 rounds wins the game. This is a best of 5 series, I believe, between these two teams. And yeah, best of luck to UTK and Maryville, both teams fighting for a lot here. Of course, we want UTK to win.
Absolutely. This game is very deterministic for the rest of the season for both of them. And just getting it into it here, you can see how the comps differ already. Instead of a tank pool, UTK is going to be going for the Strange, and Andrew is going to go for an early portal. He's going for a kidnap. He's got it in the choke. He's about to put it down. I don't know what he's looking for exactly, but here it comes down. They get the Groot.
Got the Groot through. And there he goes. Asterix is down.
That's a very early pick for Smokey. They should be able to just, yeah, they've completely flipped the map, and now they can just walk up into their faces. That's Lamps out for Maryville as well. It's a 5v6.
And there goes Dremel. Hegs picking up that kill.
Andrew flying up to the top, trying to take out the rest of these stragglers. Echo gets a nice triple there at the end as well, and that's a very fast early fight.
UTK controls the point, ticking up over 10% now, but now we got to see their defense. Let's go ahead and spectate Python Lord on this Elsa.
This Elsa Bloodstone, you can see that nerf coming into play. She has no, what's her bar called? Energy, stamina, beast, I don't know what it is, but she isn't going to really be able to come online until she fills that up. And because she's the person on their team that has to shoot these room walls, it's going to take her a while to build it. But she does find the early pick onto Echo, and now they can walk in.
Yeah, he's going to get caught out. And now UTK is falling back to point here.
UTK needing to give up some space, but they still have 5 in the fight. They're only down to 5. Yes, but here comes early brutal. Asterix gets 4 of them, I think, and now UTK are just going to be falling for the rest of them.
Yeah, that was a Groot Knight combo that we saw there. Python Lord did manage to build up the Elsa, whatever you call it, stamina bar. I don't know the name for it either, but it makes her do better and a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, at its peak and at its low, it changes the cooldown of her dash from 8 seconds to 2. And so her threat on the field changes so much from it, but she's not really right now because all of UTK all the way around. In comes the Groot. Oh, from Hollow, in comes the Whale, and lands,
it's going to get lands. And that's a Gortrox by Python Lord. It is immediately broken.
Does get broken immediately. Echo gets peeked off.
Echo caught out. Banananan ults. World Champ ulting as well.
Traded back and forth. Support ults out on both sides. Maryville's is much longer. UTK need to use ults if they want to win this fight, but they're just really let their Hollow die out on point. Walked a bit too far up. Hex on the flank. Support ult still up. Not anymore. Hex trying to kill another support while the rest of his team gets pushed back. He gets taken out as well. Very, very.
Andrew the Beast does have the Eye of Agamotto available. Ult economy for both sides is, I want to say, about even. Maryville has 3, almost 4 ults. UTK about the same. Halfway to the other 3. That's another Groot Knight combo. And that is going to catch 3. Andrew does get his own. Swirlixa ults himself. And now UTK is going to have to get something good here. Only 8% for somebody to touch.
That was 4 ults. Andrew, late strange report. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it down in time.
He
Hegs
is.
makes it.
Hegs is out there, and UTK is on the point. And they are going to flip.
They do have the flip. They have way more ults than Maryville does, but they aren't.
Oh, Python Lord is eyeing this Glartrox. That angle, he wants it. But Maryville's going to go down 1, now 2 as Asterix falls next.
Yeah, Python Lord wanted to unleash the beast here, but he just couldn't quite break the chains in time. His teammates fell right as he found what seemed like a perfect opportunity for it. I think UTK realized that he's behind them. They don't. He's probably going to be able to make it out alive. Yeah, both the tanks didn't realize he was there, but he still got that ult, and no one else really does on the side of Maryville. It comes to straight
Wena is going to TP on. Banana Net counters with the Loki Invis copy, and that's a Glartrox going out. And that is going to take somebody off the map, maybe. Yeah, Andrew the Beast is off. Python Lord getting him off with the Glartrox. Ultimates are online, and Asterix tosses the Groodle. 3 down for UTK. Hegs finds 1. Dremel takes him out, and it's Maryville taking it back. And I'm not seeing a touch for UTK. Really competitive first match, though. We got a double 99.
Yeah. The game did flip so fast after that first Strange portal because UTK got the portal off, caught the Groot off guard, jumped straight into it, and they win the early fight off of that. But Maryville's Groot and Moon Knight both farmed their ult faster than I think any other person apart from one support on UTK was able to, and even with that support ult, they were just dying straight through it.
Before you attack. Get ready.
So that really just determine the flow of the rest of the game, because even after that they burned 4 ults in 1 fight, and it just didn't matter because they only needed to win 1 more after that and had so much time left to do it.
Yeah, excellent juggling of the economy there by Maryville. Ended up just putting themselves in a better spot at the end than UTK, but UTK still kept it unbelievably close. Like we said, I mean, both sides got it to 99%, and it was only thanks to Maryville having that TP at the end were they able to retake that. Let's get on the holo cam.
On the holo cam, I don't know where Andrew the Beast is. It looks like he lagged or something. The game's not really letting.
Yeah, the game is not letting me spectate Andrew either.
Yeah, he's not in the game, and yeah, when it's picking up a triple kill to start the fight, no ults used from either side. Yeah, it looks like UTK is currently just the down player. They're going to be a miracle if they're going to want to take this first round, because that's a very big disadvantage that they have right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised we're not seeing a pause right now.
Yeah, but now what UTK need to do is they need to go for these big risky garbs and able to do something, because if, for instance, if Hegs can get a pick onto a backliner at the very beginning of a round, no expensive, then it's an even, if not winning fight for them immediately. In comes the Moon Knight combo onto the backline. It does find Banana and gets himself caught in it, and then Wolf goes down as well. It's going to be another sweeping fight win for.
Yeah, Wennett doing work there. I actually think it might be a bug on our end. I swear I thought I saw a strange shield pop up for UTK, so it might just be a bug to where we can't spectate Andrew. I do believe he's there with them, because his stats are changing.
A gift from Khonshu.
Stats are changing. All right, well, I guess this is what Moon Knight feels like all the time. Is like he's just not there. You know? He's just not there.
Let's watch out for this combo here. It's tossed into the back. Wennett and World Champ both hit, and it's a lot of damage. Hegs takes out Wennett. Moon Knight diff.
Even though he's in the Coco, he steps out of these. He's taking a lot of damage, but manages to live. All of UTK currently brawling up a player, at least in theory right now. X falling low, Mental Wolf falling very low, needs to pop the invisible boundary in order to save herself, but she does pull in the Deadpool and takes him out as well, and UTK get the cap at the very tail end of the percentage.
Yeah.
Smiled on us.
Looking at the economy, though, and just how this game is rolling, UTK is going to have to pull one of the most, like, stout defenses I've ever seen. They're going to have to go against almost 4 ults with Maryville, while all they have is Hex's Moon Knight ult, which he just used right there, and Hollow, who was half to his, is now fallen. Python Lord taking that kill. And now we're seeing an ult by Asterix, and that is the entirety of UTK caught in it.
Oh my goodness, that spot where Groot is able to just jump up there, I mean, I've seen it in personal experiences, is able to get so many people caught off guard. Entire teams, in fact, and it looks like it's going to happen right there, and Maryland's just going to be able to sweepingly take that second map.
Maryville taking the series up 1-0 right now. Still plenty of game to go, but UTK doesn't want to be in this pit. We also know from past experiences, though, they can get off to a bit of a rocky start, so I think considering the circumstances, this was not a bad first showing by them. We've certainly seen worse against worse teams.
Oh yeah, I mean, UTK, not even just in esports, but in sports in general, is known for being a second half team. So, you know, maybe they'll. Now we don't talk about the last basketball game that was played, but maybe we see that comeback happen here, and you know, if we do, that could spell a lot of good for the rest of their season.
Plenty of game to go. We're going to go on a quick intermission here as UTK decides what map they want to go to next. We're going to get a water break. Go ahead and do yourselves the same. We will be back shortly for game 2. Thanks for sitting through that short pause. We are back here. UTK selecting Hall of Dajalia, the other Wakanda map that is in the game. And we are going to go ahead and get back into the bands. UTK starting off first.
Yeah, I want to see if UT goes with the penny ban again. Because, you know, yep, there it is. I think it's obvious that Maryville has a very prolific penny player. But, you know, even, like, this map specifically, really not a map you see a lot of Penny on. Penny is usually reserved for those claustrophobic domination maps, where she can really just bunker an area down and just have passive peel, like fake peel. She has fake peel for her entire team. On that, you know, she's got that stun that has a 3-second cooldown. She's able to give her team more health now as well. But I don't know about the ban on this map personally.
I have seen Penny work on Hall of Dajalia as a mildly experienced Penny player myself. I'm not sure about the current environment because I played Penny in the beta. It's been a little bit. Same bans and protections here for UTK so far. It's looking like we might just see the same on both sides. Believe next, if Maryville keeps it, they will ban Hella, I believe, and they'll go for the group protection.
Yeah, it's looking like it. But you know, that tank pool protect. You know, we saw him get a lot of value, and even though he did get nerfed in multiple ways, he's still able to just provide so much, you know, damage resistance for anyone next to him. He's able to bubble off enemy backlines. He's able to do so much. He's also got so much kill pressure if you're able to hit your shots. I think Maryville are very confident in their ability to do that. And, you know, the other protect coming out from them is going to be the Jeff. They were scared that UTK banned him last time. And so now they're able to run the Jeff team up with Venom if they want it. But I'm curious to see what UTK does with their final.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever seen a Jeff Venom team up, so this might be a learning experience for me. Moon Knight ban for UTK. They did not like Wennet, I believe, on that character. Heg's okay with sticking to the Namor, and an Angela ban, just like last time. So pretty similar bans and protections for both sides. Well, let's see how these rosters lock up.
Yeah, I think if UTK want to, you know, really solidify their confidence in this game, I think specifically Andrew, you know, his playstyle, he plays Strange like an off tank, and that it works really, really well most of the time. But into something like a Moon Knight, like on last map, or a Moon Knight and a Groot especially, that Strange shield needs to be in front of their team. And sometimes it just wasn't, and so now, even though neither of those characters are being played by Maryville right now, one of them getting banned, especially on this specific point that's very, very choke heavy, I think if we see that Doctor Strange, you know, standing in front of his team more often, then it should find a lot more value and let the DPS be able to frag out even more than they already are.
Absolutely agree with that. UTK starting off on the offense here. We're going to check this out, and we're probably going to spectate Andrew as we do get him back here in the physical form. We do notably have Hegs on the Wolverine. I'm going to be spectating that a little bit. Always an interesting sight to see.
A shortcut.
He's got that Phoenix team up as well, and here comes the portal out directly behind all of Maryville. They want to take this high ground, and they just want to have an easy time getting to it. They're just going to play this poke battle until some kill happens, until something comes out. Hex misses the grab on the wolf, but he stays alive while happening right now. Falling very, very low. Needs the wall to keep himself alive. He does. Phoenix from Maryville flanking around the side. He's able to see both supports, but they're just living. Hex looking for the kidnap. Not gonna go
this
for
Phoenix is behind him now. They need to watch out.
Yeah, they made the Phoenix drop, but the Deadpool has the ult. He's gonna fall. What it He didn't have the ult upgrade. He falls immediately. A bit overconfident.
The Phoenix is there now.
Phoenix still behind him, but has the health pack to keep himself alive. Hex going in on to the Magneto. They're gonna be able to take him out. Phoenix behind them, but it's a 6v4 right now. Phoenix is gonna get
Echo falls very low.
Very, very low. But all of UTK are surrounded, and the
Hex is on him. Hex takes down Wennet.
Hex takes it down. It's still a 4v2. Both tanks back onto the point. It's just tanks and a Loki right now. There goes the Strange. Back gonna fall soon after, I think. Yeah, Portal's gonna block line of sight from the Loki. Loki one shot the back up on height. Not
Mental
gonna
Wolf helps ults to help confirm it, and UTK's gonna take it just as the portal closes.
Very big win. Fight win for UTK. That was a very fast cap as well. They've got about 5 minutes on their clock in order to take the rest of this map. And all of UTK, with the exception of Mental Wolf, who popped at the very end, are nearing their limits. They've got a lot of stuff to work with in this fight. So Maryville not really looking for as many combo ults as before, so they're going to have a lot more freedom to get something
Good
off.
kidnap there by Hegs.
City takes him out. That's a very big early pick. UTK used runes very early as well, but it shouldn't matter. They're up 6v5. They're going to get all this space for free. Both DPS walking up height. In comes the Phoenix ult onto the back line. It's going to get a few people to 1 HP, not going to kill anything. This Phoenix is taking so much space for Maryville. This is the grab onto it. All of Maryville in this corner. Out comes the grill, not going to hit anything, but the
Blood shots on the hollow. Hegs hit too.
Not going to quite die. Hollow goes down eventually, but invisible boundary.
Yeah, Banana Net does get it off. Swirlixa ults with the cloak and dagger. Let's watch for Win It and World Champ though. There's Win It.
Dies through. In comes the Strange out of the backline. Gets one, gets traded out though. Very, very, very messy fight happening right now. I can't tell who's winning. All of you, never mind. All of UTK finally gonna fall after all of that. What a weird fight that was.
A lot of ults used there, though economy favors Maryville at the end of it all. Astrix and World Champ both have theirs. Meanwhile, for UTK, well, actually, excuse me, it's a little closer than I thought. Hegs, 73% to his. Mental Wolf almost has the invisible boundary.
Yeah, Hegs was just that Wolverine character. He was just sitting in a portal fight. He found, I think, 80% off of one group, which he killed from full health through the cloak and dagger ultimate. Andrew falling very low, sitting inside of the bubble.
Good kidnap on Dribble.
Pulled again, but this character just lives. Out comes the
good kill on the Groot.
Everyone. The Groot is very overzealous.
Hegs stays busy.
It's out of the support.
Oh, Hegs not enough.
Echo's still able to trade out the Deadpool, but Maryville has the support on point. They're going to be able to hold this space for a little bit longer. Both takes blinded on the side of UTK. Andrew falling to half HP. He's on the Phoenix, on the Elsa Bloodstone. She's going to be very, very close. She gets out just in the nick of time.
They need to break this big group wall, and they are going to go. And when it is sitting above them, he has the Phoenix ult available along with Echo. Hegs is on the Spider-Man.
Hegs on the Spider-Man just through the final contest. They want to make sure that they win this. Hegs goes in, doesn't quite get the cloak, but he doesn't lose any ult from it. Goes straight back to the Wolverine now that he's back. Andrew very far up, looking for a pick onto his support. He needs to back off.
Yeah, I think we can attribute that entire checkpoint hit all to Hegs swapping onto Spider-Man. He turned so many heads, legitimately speaking.
Oh yeah, I mean, a Spider-Man's life, you know, he can literally just be a bug on the wall, and that's all he has to be, and that's all the value that he needs. And right there, it worked. But Maryville now swapping to Punisher. Up on that top platform. Now Andrew taking that space away from him.
I'm looking for a possible Groot ult here by Hollow. Hollow's taking so much damage.
Him and Echo get perfectly walled by Astrix, and now all of UTK has to fall as Andrew's got no supportive front line to help him. But Hex gets the grab onto the tank pool. Doesn't matter, he barely gets below half HP. Not gonna die, but that is an important cooldown in the lamps going to be coming out. This Wolverine World Champion on Maryville is not going to have lamps for their 20 seconds, so if you can hit up hard, hit up fast, they can take advantage of this.
When it's sitting on high, still has the Phoenix ult. World Champ just built his. Astrix close, Dremel close, and Swirlixa along with Python Lord. All of Maryville is close, and Hollow and Echo blink first. Dremel somehow gets the first pick though. Astrix and Winnick doing their own combo. It is so many ults out. This is a huge investment by both teams.
Takes down two, and Punisher pops his turn to survive, but the damage is done. Hex takes out the Phoenix as well, but Maryville's still in this fight. In comes the Wolverine, not gonna find anyone. The Wolverine falling to 1 HP. This tank pool is doing so much work in distracting the backline of UTK. Hollow comes in and gets two. What? Both tanks are currently alive right now. The tank pull very far in the back. He's gonna go down. If Hollow can live, this is very good. There's the lamp. Hollow's gonna be able to survive.
Yeah, great work there by Hollow.
5 players over the course of that fight. And the cart moves a little bit further.
So many ults used though. The economy is still there for Maryville. One of them being used right now. And Banananan ults with the invis. And they needs to watch out because there's still a lot of damage. Andrew dies through invis ult.
Yeah, that funnel is doing so much damage to the Doctor Strange. He had no shield, no HP, no life, and now all of UTK needs to back. They're gonna get staggered if there it is.
Double smoke bomb kill by Python Lord.
That's the thing. How much damage does that really do? Like 15?
I have no idea, but UTK is portaled on point now. This is likely to be final fight. Python Lord set up behind them on the turret. They break it. Good on them. Dremel takes out Banananan. Hex down 2. Echo finds 1.
Down 4, down 5 now. UTK.
Oh, and Portal's gone. Mental isn't going to be able to touch.
It's still a very far cart push. You know, they were able to take out the Punisher, who was off alone on the side of the turret, but in doing so, they looked away from the entire rest of Maryville's team and lost 2 players from it, and that just snowballed even further with a brutal.
Top-notch team to win this one.
Absolutely. We might see a swap off the Phoenix for Echo. Is going to go on to the Elsa Bloodstone. We got a lot of possible swaps going on here.
Yeah, a lot of big changes. Andrew going over to the Emma Frost for the defense. And it looks like Maryville are going to be doing the portal strat as well. Honestly, I think I see this portal come out more often than not at this point. But you know, it's just so good. There's a very safe spot to put it. You can even go for kidnap if you really wanted to, and that high ground back there is just so good for taking point control.
Yeah, we're looking at UTK set up their defense here. We're going to go back on the Dremel cam as he's going to probably toss out this portal onto UTK's high ground. And I'm sure UTK is ready for it, though.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Yeah, looks like he is going to do just that.
Hex is scouted up top.
He's just using this portal for scouting right now. He's going to take a few seconds. Now, all of UTK are playing down on point right now. They're going to be a bit claustrophobic where they play. Hex goes behind. He's being challenged by the Punisher, so not going to be able to walk up really at all. Early group balls coming out. This group has no cooldowns anymore. It's a big early investment. But, you know, just like last round, just a big neutral fight until something comes in from a pick from one team. This is really just dependent on whose DPS can secure a kill first. In comes the grab from Andrew. He's gonna get the Strange, and there it is.
Grab!
The DPS came from a tank. Even though the Strange didn't drop down yet, Andrew was able to choke pull him off of the high ground, and now it's a 6v5. DK is very comfortable with sitting right here. But in comes the Venom swap to try and get there in time. It's not going to be in time because the Groot's going to fall down immediately. The second he drops down, he's shielded off twice by a support in the tank. And he's walled off by a Groot. Venom back into the UTK backline now. Not going to find any kills, but he is going to be able to survive. Hex gets 1 kill onto a backline.
Another great grab by Andrew!
Andrew grabs another, but in the time it took him to do that,
Goodbye, Echo.
Kills make it 3. Wetnet on the side of Maryville takes out 3 players immediately. UTK have the portal. Hex is going to be swapping to it. He's got time. He's got a little bit of time to wait for his
A shortcut.
Yeah, they're going to go out there. Banana tossing the ult out.
He finds
Hex finds one.
out of the portal. She wasn't ready for the Strange portal. It's popped immediately. One invisible again from each side. In comes the Groot, but it's lamped inside of the invis. It's gonna be fine.
Python Lord with his own ult. They need to try and shut this down fast. And they do. Good job to UTK.
Punches them down. The Phoenix is still doing so much work on the top. Completely completely uncontested. You need to shut that down. They're all rotating back into the choke. This is fine. In comes the strange ult.
With a huge strange ult. No kills found. Echo coming back from spawn. Andrew does have the ult available. Tosses it out.
Double tank ult fights both of the tanks on the other side, but neither of them are able to go down. These power positions that Maryville have, they're so strong. Phoenix in the back, she gets overzealous.
Echo's coming back with the Glortrox if he needs it. He finds World Champ up top.
Gets the kill on him too. All of UTK still brawling.
There's the Glortrox.
It's two.
Python Lord is down.
Venom's still in the backline
They
of
need to
UTK.
focus fire. And there goes Groot. And there's Swirlixa very low at the back, and Echo takes him down. Venom is there, and Echo takes him down too. Another good hold by UTK. Sub 1 minute for Maryville.
No healers, by the way, for the past like 30 seconds. They were able to put out so much damage that Maryville couldn't keep up. That fight lasted 2.5 minutes.
Insane work by both teams. UTK fighting for everything to try and even this score and hold Maryville to not even push the cart. And if Maryville continues to stall this out, then this is going to turn into final fight for the point. They need one tick to keep this alive, and that's a big brutal, huge invis by Mental Wolf and runes by Banana. Banana copies for the invis and he's ready. Ult by World Champ copies Python Lord, and he's just firing into the fray here.
There's two Punishers on my screen right now. His funnel is doing a lot of damage.
Hex gets shut down.
Fine, the funnel's still active when that happens, but the real Punisher falls to hollow, and this is still a brawl on the point. Asterix finds 3, though. I don't know if UTK is going to be able to do anything about that.
Yeah. Great hold, though, regardless. They took them down all the way to overtime, and that is absolutely what you want to see. And they're in a really good position still to stop them before they hit this first checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this position, UTK had about 2 minutes 45 longer to work with than what Maryville does right now. Because Maryville did cap in overtime, which lessens it even further. Now, he's just trying to take as much space as possible here. Hayes has to pop the bubble on more really though. And that's going to be a big cooldown for them. A bigger cooldown coming out from Maryville as the real Punisher is going to pop the ult. Lamps come out from the Loki. Going to keep them alive for a bit more, but they have to concede all this space. They have to kite it very, very far back. No one goes down, but the Deadpool's in the backline of UTK. Falls to 1 HP. Gonna live. No one dying yet. Ultimates need to be farmed from both sides. Echo has the Glortrox. He's on main looking for it, but he falls. Python Lord snipes him from the height.
Not enough care. Hollow's working to hold back this point. Andrew ults himself, and the Punisher is managing to keep himself out of the ult by turreting. Great play, heads up by Python Lord, and it's Groot ult by Asterix. Finds a couple. Lennet taking down Hegs, and this is looking like the DPS of Maryville taking them to the first checkpoint.
Yeah, Maryville, 2.5 minutes.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
And most of this distance is just kind of free unless UTK want to contest them very, very early. It's really going to come down to this last choke, which UTK did not make it very far in. This Deadpool's very overextended, it looks like, but you know, he's tankful. He just doesn't die no matter what. This stupid character that exists in the game for some, sorry. Brutal while coming out from Asterix. So does the Phoenix ult. It's gonna go onto the high ground of UTK. Not gonna find anyone.
Banana is down.
That's a very early pick. Too early pick.
Invizzle is just a skosh late. Follow does find his one before Swirlixa tosses his own ult, and Hegs tosses his ult. Nothing found. Dremel finds 2. Asterix finds 1. And now UTK is in a must-touch situation. He tosses the portal. Banana is there.
Wolverine on Hex, he's looking for something, but pops the passive and he dies immediately.
Dremel yet again finding 1.
With the walls. But UTK managed to keep the space, even though they're down 2. UTK need to farm ults right now. They're not close to anything. They need to just win this neutral fight.
Astro has the ult. This is going to be bad if this catches a law, and it does, and that might spell the end.
With the Punisher, everyone is going to fall inside of UTK, and that was just an unfortunate situation. UTK lose 2 players very early in the fight, but it's last fight scenario, and so 3 of them commit ults, and they just didn't have the manpower behind them to win the fight.
UTK finds themselves in a 2-0 hole right now in this series. This is set point for Maryville this upcoming game. UTK will get the next map pick, and we'll go through the bans again, but they're gonna have to fight like hell to try and dig themselves out of this. Another very pretty even showing between the both teams. UTK had the opportunity to stop Maryville on their on Maryville's offense, but they just lost the opening point on overtime. About as good as you can hope for, though, in terms of defense initially.
I mean, yeah, they did really good on UTK was doing really good on about half of the game. You know, for most of the first half and the start of the second half, they looked kind of unstoppable, but this pun was just doing so much work in shredding through UTK's Magma frontline.
Absolutely. No disagreement there. We are going to go back to another quick intermission as UTK decides what could possibly be the last map of tonight. Don't go anywhere. Maryville is up 2-0. UTK needs to perform a reverse sweep to get themselves into the grand finals. We'll see if they can do it shortly.
They're gonna bring it back, and it's gonna be game 5, and then they're gonna get slaughtered game 5.
Hopefully not.
Dude,
we are
that
back
is worst
here.
case. That is absolute worst case scenario. Like, either give me the biggest comeback of the century or just lose, man. Oh shoot!
Yeah. You
What the
just,
fuck?
yeah, you just. Oh. We're back, everybody.
Yo, I think my internet did something.
Yeah. It seems like Bardoon had a little bit of an internet issue there.
Yeah. Anyways, this ban phase. All right, let's get back into this immediately. Right off the bat, same bans as last time. Probably going to be the same 4 bans. Never mind. Tank pool not going to be protected. Instead, it's going to be the group. Maryville want this group to survive, even though UTK didn't ban them last time. This is Yggdrasil, which Groot is known for being very, very oppressive on certain chokes. But yeah, tank will protect for UTK. Actually, they protect the. I don't know. They protect the tank pool, which Maryville did the past 2 games for them. As well, but you know, same Gambit ban, same Penny ban that we've seen time and time again. things looking a little bit different right now. I don't really know what to make of this draft phase.
Yeah, I'm not really sure either. It almost looks like the sides got flipped in who's banning what. Maryville's doing what UTK did last couple games, and UTK is now doing what Maryville did the last couple games with the tank pool protection. Still the Penny and Gambit ban, Loki protection for them, but we are seeing a locked Groot Knight combo. Maryville definitely wanting to keep that going and put when it on the Moon Knight. Not, I believe it was Astrix on the Groot. Might be wrong on that. I have short-term memory loss. But we are on the last bans, and UTK does not want to see any more of the Punisher.
Yeah, what Punisher's been known for a lot recently is his shotgun DPS, but for a lot of this, all of the picks have kind of come from his rifle. This Punisher, he's kind of just been played as like a light Hela, you know? He's been able to put out all of that damage from afar, and he's only been swapping the shotgun in like a last-ditch effort. He's just been relying on his tracking and his aim to completely shred through UTK's front line.
Yep, absolutely agree with that. Don't want to say any for sure locks yet. Maryville is hovering the Black Widow with World Champ. UTK seemingly on a similar comp that they were keeping last game. Hegs on the Moon Knight this time, and wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a substitution. VFL drop is in the game for UTK on the tank, showing the tank pool. Let's go ahead and get that cam on immediately. UTK starting off on their offense. This might be the first time we've seen VFL drop all semester.
Oh my gosh, I've known Jop to be a flex player. I thought he was just DPS support. I did not think this man could walk it out a tank, and UTK is running triple tank right now with a Moon Knight for DPS for the spawn break.
You know what? Me personally, I don't mind it. I think it's very viable. Astrix is already at half health, so that proves my point.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, this tank, they can make it work. All three of the tanks on UTK. Oh no! Here comes the flying Wolverine. Gets a hollow. He had the rocket raccoon jump back, and that's going to be a very early pick. Job gets pulled in by the as well, and they're going to take a very
Yeah, UTK is wanting to run a triple tank comp into the tank buster comp of Maryville between the Bucky and the Wolverine and Python Lord.
Yeah, UTK swapping off the Groove into the mag just because they're able to dish out so much damage. This tank pool, he's just bubbling himself. He's not going in. He's just sitting on height, just dishing out as much damage as he can. And he'll be able to do it again in like 5 seconds. All UTK are just funneling through this choke, which I think is exactly what they're able to do. This Wolverine is just hiding behind a cart, looking for a grab. Doesn't get it though because Andrew
Dremel is there, and he is ulting.
On the back line of UTK, Loki forced to pop the runes to himself in the invisible line, but in comes the Groot against
Oh, 6-man Groot ult! And there goes 4 for UTK. Win it, picking up 3 kills there. Make it 4. And he is going to get 5 with a last long shot against VFL Job. And we're going to see when it set up on high ground. And he might be playing for this Bucky ult.
Yeah, I've only seen a 6-man Groot ult one other time, and, it was pretty big. That just fully took 6 full HP targets and reduced them into nothing. But getting into this now, this is going to fall very low to take.
The move!
Never mind.
Nice Moon Knight ult by X.
Takes out it is at her ultimate. It's a huge pick. They're going to be able to walk with a lot of space on this. Apparently a 6-4 tank will drawing a lot of attention, but even he's going to go down eventually.
Yeah, we're going to see Maryville walk back here. Andrew does see the Emma.
Now Wolverine is still hiding inside of the room on the right. He's going to
Oh, he's going to get taken out. Oh, big ult there. And he's going to find 3, make it 4. Python Lord
completely shred all of UTK. This is a slaughterhouse, man. This is not looking good for the side of UT. They've only got a minute left to capture this point. But once they do, a lot of teams on defense do falter on the second one. So let's see if they can make something happen once they get around this final point.
Notably, UTK does almost have 5 ults. They have the better economy than Maryville, so if they can play this fast and right, then they should be able to get this point. Andrew is going to walk out with the ammo, is going to get a bit.
Here comes the Phoenix Force right down onto the backline.
VFL drop.
Both backliners fall, and UTK are going to take it. The Maggle even looking like a bit too much right there, a bit of an overcommitment in terms of ult economy, but you know, they are going to be able to get this first point, and they've got about 3 minutes in order to cap the second.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
Yeah, UTK's back on balance. VFL drop going on to the Phoenix, and this is what we are comfortable seeing him on. Believe he is mainly a Bucky player. On controller, this guy can consistently get to higher ranks, and for the first time seeing him here, what better time than to put him on the big stage?
Andrew overextending, and even though he's got the diamond form, he's going to go down to the Wolverine. Moon Knight will come from Hags.
Yeah, doesn't find much there, but Astrix is caught out and is going to fall. A big kidnap there onto Hollow, but he is going to live. Banana Man showed the ult there, but Dremel picks him up.
Dremel picks him up and takes a picture with the body of him. You know, I was gonna say I didn't understand. But that ult from Hags' Moon Knight, that was big. Even though they didn't win the fight, he completely separated the support from the group, and they were able to take him out. Currently, Maryville setting up on height. Yes, this Moon Knight has vision.
Oh, that's no totems, and that is going to force the Groodle, and that is a Groot Knight combo. Oh my goodness.
When those totems came out, this group immediately had a vision of a golden scar sitting plain as day right in front of him with a completely free ult, because Hollow put down his shield, Andrew wasn't able to block it, and it was perfectly executed.
We have to keep pushing.
Early investment by UTK is going to lead to that. And Dremel is just being such a nuisance above UTK. They just can't touch this guy.
Andrew looking for the grab, not gonna have it. He's not gonna have that diamond form for about 12 seconds. Both
Python Lord fell very low there.
Python Lord did have to pop past it. It comes Dremel onto the back line, and with the help of a Moon Knight, Mental gets taken out. Solo support for UTK. Both DPS are falling. UTK is going to lose this fight as well. This is a big hold that Maryville had.
My goodness.
2.5 minutes, and the cart has not
Come on! I didn't come here to read.
UTK is going to get a second touch here. Portal is there, and Maryville is putting everything into it. Maryville takes down Mental Wolf before they can walk through, and it's an immediate Moon Knight ult. VFL drop with the Phoenix ult, holding it as long as he can, and now he tosses it. Does hit all of Maryville. Python Lord finds 2. Dremel cleaning up, and this is looking like a stop for
Never mind, the Spider is on the point. He's here. He's gonna win the game. Never mind. It was all for naught. He farms another ult in that time.
2, 1.
Yeah, UTK had a great idea there, but it was just not executed quite correctly. This is gonna be a hard one for UTK to hold. Unfortunately for them, they don't have the Penny Parker in order to try and do a spawn hold for this, but what they need to do here is just burn as much of the clock as possible around this first win, because this first point is always over in 2 fights, sometimes 1 if they're not holding far up enough.
And we do have a timeout by UTK's head coach Cross. Shout out to Cross for coaching up this team for how long has Cross been coaching UTK? 2 years?
All No, I think he was playing on the team at the start of the spring semester of 25.
Yeah,
Uh,
because yeah, for those of you who didn't know, I made the rivals team, and then I stepped away after a semester. I handed the reins over to Cross, and now he is the coach for the team. Been doing an excellent job. Yeah, now that you say it, I do believe he's been doing this. Actually, now it might just be 1 year. I might be off by one.
yeah, I mean he is coming up on the first full year of him coaching, because I don't think Rivals have been out for 2 full years. Has it? No,
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 it
no.
definitely hasn't. So I was just completely wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah. But this is I'm sure I know this man like the back of my hand. I'm sure this is a nice pep talk saying that this is an easy comeback, and they just need to get their heads in the right space in order to basically full hold Maryville and then take 2 more maps off of them.
Yeah, I can picture it so clearly in my head. And now we are going to get out of the timeout, back into the roster locks.
Yeah.
And UTK might be showing goats here on the defense. Excuse me, maybe not. Hegs is on the Bucky and walking out. We're seeing triple support.
Yeah, they're gonna run the triple
30
support
seconds
with
before
Jop
you
on the
attack.
Atom.
Get
That's
ready.
what I've known Jop to play. Originally, the plan was Jop was going to be just subbed in as the triple support player when needed. He's put a lot of time into the Atom. Then I guess he put a lot of time into tank pool after that. But now UTK just need to
Battle starts in 5.
they're not even going to hold up close. They are just banking on winning off of this one corner.
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
Ride or die for UTK. This is series point if Maryville can get it to as far as UTK pushed on their offense.
But it comes Black Panther under the entire backline of UT. It's gonna find the mental wolf. She didn't have the fade up in order to survive. UTK are already down 2 around this bend. They're gonna need to back up a lot. The only thing they have is Emma.
Oh, he's
In
back.
comes the UTK again.
Oh my
Finds the job.
goodness.
This
And he
character-
somehow gets out of that.
This character has graduated from being bottom of everything, and now he's making it. He's putting in all of that damage into his backline, and that's a bad stagger from Andrew. He's not going to be here for the start of this fight. They need to be able to touch. Mental Wolf on the Doctor Strange. What are you aiming at? Okay, need to make a miracle happen here. They need to get on cart. The portal's not even on the cart fully. They need to really commit to be able to walk out, and Mental Wolf's going to fall down. Andrew falling to 1 HP, he's going to go down to PP as well. Hex going down to 1 HP, all of UTK currently falling. And this is last fight scenario. If Maryville wins the next fight, they win the map. UTK fully split, only 2 players got the early spawn. They have no strange portal to work with here. Hollow and Job, now Andrew, they need to be able to walk up because it was only about halfway through this second point that they made it on the first half of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to spectate Winnet here for a little bit. He does have the ult available. I am possibly expecting him to tear through UTK's backline. Yeah, he's there.
Going under the supports, he gets 2!
Oh my goodness. And that might be game right there. It is just Hollow, and Maryville is going to 5-man the point, and that is going to be the end of tonight. Maryville taking that 3-0. Unfortunately, not the ending that we were hoping for. UTK fought really hard to get to this point, and they are going to have to fight for 3rd place in their next game.
Yeah, that was a tough loss, and not quite the end of the season for them, but they did just make a few blunders. I mean, I'm not going to put down this team. Maryville is known for being very, very prevalent in esports, and it shows right here on this final map. Maryville just put on such a display. We saw Black Panther, of all characters, take the MVP screen from them. So, yeah, still a very entertaining match to watch.
Yep. I don't believe we're going to be getting a post-game interview with anybody after this. So I think we're going to go ahead and cut stream off. Thank you all so much for tuning in on Twitch and YouTube. We hope that you've enjoyed this. We are going to go on spring recess here, starting at the end of tomorrow, 4-day weekend for all of you Easter enjoyers. And then when we get back next weekend, we will be casting for Volan, or more specifically, I will be casting for the Overwatch section of Volan, where we got a whole bunch of colleges coming in for our annual LAN tournament, and we're going to see UTK Orange and UTK White both try and make their claim. This is a huge season for UTK Orange. A lot of very good players going to be graduating at the end, so they're going to try and get one last win and chunk of change under their belts before they graduate. Thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Sir Waffles. This is Bardoon.
I am Bardoon.
And we will see you all next time.